Hey folks, this is Gray here, and in today's video we're going to be looking at a portable electric kettle. It is called the Joule by Stoke Voltaics, if I said that properly. It is not your standard kettle. Most people, when they think of kettle, they think of something like this, something that you would put on either a stove or a hot plate or on a fire, on a fire pit or whatnot, something that you would just kind of cook with. Or they think of something that is powered via gas, you know what I mean, like your alcohol stoves, your little propane stoves, and the list goes on. This is going to be an electric kettle called the Joule. What I really like about this thing is it kind of boils water extremely fast, roughly in about 5 minutes. This thing boasts about 500 watts on a maximum setting. It has 3 different settings to make life easy. One for boiling water, one for cooking, and one, for some reason, for popping corn. And I get what that means. People out there, camping and using a device like this would probably want some popcorn as they sit by the fire and enjoy time with their family. My main purpose for probably using something like this, and the reason I wanted to get something like this, is to add it to my hurricane preps. And the reason that's said is because I want something that I can cook without basically having flame or using any type of chemicals like the alcohol stoves and whatnot, and something that I could just plug into a portable power station and heat either water up for some freeze-dried food, or kind of make a stew or a soup or some chili or whatnot. And that way I can have a nice quick hot meal either in the home, or if I'm have to evacuate or go somewhere or go to a friend's house, I don't have to depend on them. I can have my own little portable cooking utensil thing. That's what I call it, the cooking utensil thing, for myself and my family. To kind of give you a quick idea before we go back and take a close-up look at the Joule, this is the size of the Joule, and this is the size of a standard kettle. Now, some kettles differ in size. There's big ones, small ones, and there are also other versions of the electric kettle out there. And again, like I said, this one is very compact, it's very insulated, but let's kind of go over all the specifications when we go take it to the bench. What we're going to do is we're going to cook some food, we are going to boil some water, and see how this thing effectively works, specifically using a portable power station to power the unit. Now, you can use this and plug it into a wall outlet, or if you're out camping and your vehicle has an inverter, you can use that. As well as if you have a generator running in your backyard during a power outage and have cords running into your house, you could also use that. So there's multiple ways to power these kind of type of kettles. But enough of that. Let's go take a close-up look at this and see how well it works, and see if it really boils water within 5 minutes or less. All right, folks, outside of the portable kettle, electric kettle, this is kind of what I got set up. I got the power station that we're going to use to power the unit. I also have some food that I'm going to use out of the grab-and-go power pack from Nutrient Survival. I have a lid, a bowl, and a measuring cup, and water that we're going to boil. So anyways, let's kind of get a close-up look at this unit here and see what it has to offer, and kind of go over the buttons and whatnot. But it's a very simple, easy-to-use device that I think it's probably a no-brainer. Outside of just attaching the lid, I kind of haven't really took it out and used it. So this is going to be the first time. I figured I wanted to do it this way so that you guys can see if there's any mistakes made or anything happens, you guys can see it happen as I'm pretty much unboxing this. There's no box, but you kind of get my drift with it. Outside of just doing this, I wanted to show that this does have vents in the lid. It also has a part where you can drink from on the other side. But the reason I did this is just to attach it so that you don't lose your lid. All right, so let's take a look at the exterior of the portable kettle. As you can see here, there's 3 settings. You have a drink, eat, and pop. Of course, that's going to be your popcorn. The eat setting is going to be more for your stews and chili and cooking stuff. And the drink is going to be for boiling water. This is going to be your power button right here. As you can see, the whole thing is insulated. It does have this nice, robust strap. It's a very lightweight unit. Like I said, it doesn't weigh very much, that I kind of said in the intro. And like I said, it comes with everything you need. Now, one thing I forgot to mention in regards to this is down in the description, there will be a discount code. They're going to offer my viewers 50% off until the end of the month for anybody that's interested in this little portable electric kettle. So, hey, if you're looking for something like this, you can save 50% off through the end of the month. I think August 31st will be the last day you can use that coupon. So, hey, there's always some benefits to doing some of these reviews, especially for you folks that might be in a market for something like this. All right, so let's go ahead and take this lid off and see what you get inside. It looks like you're going to get the power cord for the unit. It looks like a sticker. And a manual to show you how to use this outside of watching this review. Also, I don't know if you guys can see that in there. I'm going to try to get up a little close. I don't know if it'll focus in there, but there's graduated in there. So you can kind of know how many milliliters of water in there or how many ounces. It says 16, I think 12 and 8 ounces. And I think all the way at the bottom down there it says 6 ounces. That has a huge wide mouth so that if you do cook food in there, it's going to be easy to pull the food out. Also, it's going to be easy to get your hands in there. And I have big hands to kind of clean this unit as well. So I like that it has this huge opening. And like I said, having these graduations in here is also truly a benefit. All right, so let's go ahead and power the unit on. You can see the power button lights up as well as the 3 function buttons that lit up when we turned it on. Currently we're drawing nothing out. So let's go ahead and pour some water in here and see how long it takes this water to boil. Now I'm going to look around 12 ounces. That's a little over 12. So we're going to go ahead and turn this thing on to boil, which is going to be, let's move that over and move my hands out the way. We'll go ahead and turn the power on. It's on drink mode, so it's going to be into boil. That's that. And then we're going to go ahead and time this and see how long it takes to boil basically 16 or 12 ounces of water. All right, just so we have some sort of idea of the time, it is 18:16. We're going to go ahead and check how long it takes for the water to boil. So we'll be back and check the time at that point. All right, folks, we are at 18:21, so it's been about 4 minutes. This feels like it's boiling. Anyways, we are at a rolling boil. So that looks good. It looked roughly about 4 minutes to boil 12 ounces of water. That's not bad at all, folks. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this thing off. Down here with the power button. Let that die down, and I'm going to cut open this food and prepare this meal real quick. We're going to be using the Southwestern Medley by Nutrient Survival for this test. All right, we got that. We have our measuring cup there, and then we're going to take the kettle and pour about, I don't know, I think it's, let me look at the requirements on here for directions. It says 3/4 of a cup. This is 1 cup. And what I do like about this thing here is that it has like a little pour lid. Now, what I want to see is if this thing is going to fall off and I'm going to spill water everywhere, or if it's going to be able to pour effectively. So let's find out. All right, we're looking good. So we're going to fill that about 3/4 of the way up, maybe a little bit more. So far, so good. The lid stayed on, so that's a plus. The lid does not feel as hot as I thought it would be, unless you get your fingers near the vents or the spout. So not too bad at all. We're going to go ahead and pour this in here. Now, you could have technically cooked this inside there and then use the lid to cover it, because usually you want to cover this stuff here for about, I don't know, 3 to 4 minutes once you add that boiling water. But I'm going to go ahead and stir her up. But just saying, and just in case you didn't want to use a bowl or make anything else dirty and it's just you using this, you could possibly just use that. That's that. But yeah, you can easily have cooked it inside there and just use the correct amount of water, put the lid on it, and then let it figure out what it's going to do after a few minutes, and then kind of use a spoon or something to scoop out your food there. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and put this on here. We're going to check back with that in just a few minutes. So our food should be done. Let's take a look at that. Nice. And a lot of people have asked me about freeze-dried food and how well it rehydrates. If you do it properly, you can see that there, it's perfect. Now, I'm only going to take a little bit of bite of this because my daughter, little Miss Gray, she wants this. She asked if she can have it after I cook it. So I'm just going to take a little bite just to make sure it tastes good. Solid. If you don't got your Nutrient Survival, folks, you might want to grab some. Anyways, the Joule, this electric kettle, I think it's really cool. But one thing I want to show you before we wrap this up while we still have water in there, is I wanted to show you the different power settings. So I'm going to go ahead and turn her back on and let you see how that ramps up to about 400. This thing tops out at 500 on high. We're not going to let it boil, but then we're going to move it to the other section, which is the stew section, or the eat section. Make sure I got that right. Should line up. And that's going to draw. I guess I have to turn it back on. I didn't realize that. So that's in the eat mode. That looks like it's drawing roughly about the same thing, a little less. And that's like for continuous cooking, from my understanding, for your stews. Now the popcorn mode, I think, if you ever, and I learned this from Iridium 242, which is a channel I follow. His name is George, great guy, great channel. He did a review on this, and if you put it over here on pop mode, I guess, like I said, I guess you do have to push that button on each time. He says you can simmer things. So since it's at a lower rate, let me go ahead and check over here. So you're saving energy. So if you want to cook something very slow, between 100 and it looks like about, it's going to sit around 170. Oh, it bounces around a lot there. Anywhere between 150 to 175, it noticed fluctuates. But if you want to simmer something, like if you're cooking rice and whatnot, you need to simmer something, that might be the option to go outside of just cooking popcorn. So just kind of like a little thing that I learned from his video, might be an option for you folks as well. It's always to try to figure out how to utilize these products as best as you can for your needs and your purposes. All right, folks, so that was the Joule, the portable electric kettle. And what did you guys think? Did you think it boiled water efficiently? Did you think how it handled the food? You know, I really always look forward to reading your comments on products that I go over and whatnot, just because for something that works for me, it may not work for you, but other folks may find it that works for them. I like the portability of the unit. I also like the lid, the way it's set up so that you can kind of drink stuff out of it. I like the insulation, and I like how quickly and efficiently it works. This is something I would definitely kind of keep on the go. I do keep a portable power station in my vehicle at all times, just because you never know what might happen. Something like this, of course, would be more of a drain on the unit versus something like if I had a bigger unit running that, but I keep it a little smaller, anywhere from 500 to 800 watt unit in my vehicle to power some of my smaller electronics in case there's a emergency that happens to arise. Now, who would I think something like this would be for? Well, outside of me in emergency preparedness, this would also be for you folks out there that want to camp, you know, either regular camping or out in your RV, or if you're just on a vacation, if you're out on a road trip or whatnot. These are things that you can also plug into inverters to power the unit and make a quick meal on the go. Maybe you don't want to leave the car. Maybe you don't want to pull over to the side of the road and you have this unit on you, you have the inverter, you plug it in, and you say, what do you guys want? You grab some nutrient survival, shameless plug, you pour it in there, you get the hot water going, you do everything like that, you cook up a meal and you hand everybody a little something something. Or worst case with the whole popcorn feature, which I don't have popcorn, so I couldn't really show that, but maybe you can make popcorn for the kids to settle them down, and you never have to leave the comfort of your car. So I think that this is feasible for what I'm looking for as well as others. But it all comes down to what you guys think. So please put down in the comments your thoughts on the Joule portable electric kettle. I look forward to reading them, and also any things that you guys would change about the unit. What would you like to see? What the pros and cons of your opinion. I always like to kind of gather your information when it comes to doing these reviews and kind of sharing them with the rest of the community. Other than that, folks, remember, you are not alone. This is GreyMan. I'm out. I'll see you guys in a rebound. God bless, and thank you again for watching.